on now, get a move on. Got a real treat for you today. Great lessons coming up. Everyone here? Right, follow me. It's Scabbers, and I'm ready to introduce you to the magical creatures. Are you ready? Don't forget, you need books. Lots of books. Textbooks. The Monster Book for Monsters, Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Them. We're going to talk about the care of magical creatures. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hi friends, it's your friend Sugar Cane. I'm a cane toad, and I live at the School of Indiana Wild. Did you know that magical beasts are studied all around the world at different schools like Beauxbaton's Academy of Magic, Casterbruxo, Durmstrang Institute, Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, but you guys knew that, Livermore, Colchester School, Mahagata School of Magic, and Uogada School of Magic too. And there's even specialized schools not about us crazy creatures, but things like where you can learn broom flying and charming and underwater spellage. And we have lots of examinations. Well, are you ready? I'm going to introduce you some more of our friends.
Hi friends, I'm Sir Bubo. I'm a Eurasian eagle owl and I live with my friends at Indiana Wild. Now, I know you've seen Eurasian eagle owls before, especially if you're at Hogwarts because, well, my friend, he lives with the Malfoys and he's a Eurasian eagle owl. Now, don't forget, my friend Albus Dumbledore always says, don't count your owls before they are delivered, and that's what we mainly do. In the wizarding world, we spend a lot of our time as pets, but also delivering messages to people all over, and you will see pictures, you will see statues of us all over because we're just a magical creature. Although, if you see owls out and you're trying to figure out if they're magical or not, most of us are very similar because most of us are nocturnal. I like to sleep during the day and I'm awake at night. I like to hunt things. Because I'm nocturnal, my ears are asymmetrical. So what you see on the top of my head, you might think are ears, but actually those are called ear tufts. They help to funnel the sound down to my actual ears. And my ears, they're not the same. One is higher up on my head than the other one. That allows me to identify if the sound is behind or in front of me, or above or below me. That allows me to hear things and identify them very, very well. That, along with how well I can see. Did you know if you were an owl like me, your eyes would be the size of softballs? But funny story, my eyes are not shaped like balls. They're actually long, they're cylinder shaped, so I actually can't move my eyes separately. I have to turn my whole head, and I can turn my head 270 degrees. What about you? Can you do that? Try it. Turn your head. Oh wait, don't do that. Don't worry, friends, you won't break your neck. You would pass out before you would actually be able to do that. I hope you're enjoying learning about us, because I'm going to send you over to another magical creature.
Hi friends, it's your friend Prairie Farms from Indiana Wild, and I'm a reptile. I'm a snake. That means I hatched from an egg. I have a backbone. Remember, you all have a backbone. Find it, keep it, use it, never lose it. That becomes very important when you're teenagers. Always remember you have a backbone. I'm also a reptile because I'm cold-blooded. Remember, that means that my body temperature stays the same temperature as the air around us, so it changes. I'm not always warm enough to catch and digest my food. But don't worry, at Indiana Wild, we don't have to catch our food. They feed us frozen, thawed mice and rats. Don't worry, get them at Kroger's next to the banquet meals. Just ask for them. Also, I'm a reptile because I breathe air with lungs. And just like all of my other friends, I love to search for things that are warm. Did you know that there are lots and lots of snakes and snake-like creatures found in the magical world, like ashwinders and basilisk and boa constrictors. We can never forget the one that Harry accidentally released from the zoo, and he almost scared that rotten cousin of his half to death. And there's dragons and Nagini and Okami and Runespore and sea serpents. Oh, and they all speak Parseltongue. Can you speak Parseltongue? You know what? We're not all evil. In fact, actually, I was somebody else's pet. But lots of times we are considered dark and magical. And did you know, here's a fun fact, that Draco actually means serpent in Greek? Is that why Draco Malfoy got his name? Oh, friends, us magical creatures, actually the care for us is very similar to the rest of them. Like, we like to eat things, and we need food and water and space, and we need to make sure that if you own one of us, that you're a responsible pet owner. Well, let's go meet another magical friend.
Hi friends, I'm Splat, and I live in Indiana Wild. Did you know that I'm an amphibian? And I'm found in both wizarding and muggle areas. I'm pretty amazing, as well as all of my other amphibian friends, because, look, we have a backbone. Don't forget you have a backbone. Find it, keep it, use it, never lose it. But the really cool thing about us is amphibians are the only animals with backbones that go through a metamorphosis. Everybody say metamorphosis. That's right, metamorphosis. So look, y'all, when I was a baby, I didn't look like this. I was a tadpole. I lived, I breathed, and lived as almost like a fish. I had gills, and I swam along with a tail, no legs. Then what happened was amazing. Just like magic, I went through a metamorphosis. Pretty soon, I had no tail, 4 legs. My eyes went from the sides of my head to the top of my head, and my mouth was really little, and now it's really big. I bet if you look around, some of your friends might have been amphibians once too. A little mouth when they were little, and a big mouth now. Did you know I have a cousin who he actually lived with a friend around Hogwarts? He had his owner, Ron. He had this big tank in his bedroom at the Burrow, and it was filled with frog spawn before. And some of my other relatives, they lived in the Weasley's garden ponds. Now, some frogs don't fare well. While we're not really magic, they do use us for potion making classes. So I try to stay very quiet and avoid that at all costs. I need my toes and my eyes. Are you ready to meet another friend? Hi friends, it's Sherman from Indiana Wild. I'm a giant plated lizard. Some people might call me a dragon, because you know, all dragons are not winged fire-breathing lizards the size of a city bus. But we are one of the most amazing magical creatures in the world. Some dragons are terrifying, awe-inspiring as they take wing and breathe fire. You know, most muggles, they only remember them only as beasts from mythology. But that's just because the ministries of magic in many countries work so hard to keep them all hidden. So some of us, we just live around the muggles. So they don't believe in our cousins, the big ones, the fire-breathing, the flying ones. But in the magical world, there are lots and lots of dragons, like, oh, my favorite, the Romanian longhorn, or the Antiopian opali, or the Hebridean black, maybe the Swedish short snout, or is your favorite the Chinese fireball? What about the Ukrainian iron belly, Hungarian horntail? He's a favorite of most. The Peruvian viper tooth, the Cannellonian fireball, even the Welsh green. One of the most favorites, we cannot forget, the Norwegian ridgeback. Well, do you know what? Unfortunately, they use parts and pieces of dragons all over in the magical world. Some of them are actually, there's like 12 uses for dragon's blood, and that was discovered by Albus Dumbledore. So, and it's also taught to the first-year students. Now, most people, if you're under a third-year student, you probably shouldn't be watching this video on magical creatures, because everyone knows that magical creature classes don't usually start unless you're in your third year. So, you must be gifted and talented if they're letting you watch this. So, lots and lots of things. You know, the horns from some of the Romanian longhorns, they are a tradable, Class B tradable material. And there's all kinds of other things, but here's some facts you might not have known. Did you know that dragon breeding was outlawed by the Warlocks Convention of 1709? And that the Gringotts Bank employs dragon feeders? The position includes fireproof robes and pays 7 galleons a week if you need a job. Or that the single largest memory charm cast in recent memories of 1932 was required because of a dragon swooping down on a beach filled with Muggle holidaymakers. I bet that was scary. As for me, my giant plated lizard, well, you know what? I'm an omnivore. That means that I eat meat and plants. So, I love crickets, and I love a little bit of salad and lettuce, and all of my bugs. Now, just like Prairie Farms, who you already met, I am a reptile, so I'm cold-blooded. I have a backbone I hatched from an egg. I am a pretty magical creature myself because I have camouflage. I can blend into my habitat. I hope you enjoy learning more about us magical creatures.
Hi friends, it's Woodburn Wild Charles Winchester, aka Chuck. I'm a groundhog, a whistle pig, a woodchuck. And while there might not be anything magical, we were really hoping to come and see you today, right there during your Harry Potter weekend. I'm so sorry we couldn't make it, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Friends, remember, Indiana Wild is not here to tell you what kind of animal to have or not to have, but we are here to encourage you to make sure you are a responsible pet owner. Doesn't matter if you have a cat, dog, parakeet, or a goldfish. If you have a pet, it's a lifetime commitment. And while you're right there camping, make sure that you're doing stuff for the environment. When you go outside, when you leave your campground, make sure that you've picked up all your trash and litter, keeping our lakes and our rivers clean, even putting up birdhouses, bat houses, and bird feeders when you get home. Then you're doing your part to help protect those habitats. I want to thank you again and apologize. We are so sorry we did not see you today. Don't forget, be safe, wash your hands, and be wild.